What's up, everybody? Yeah, come on in. We'll get started. Yeah, come on in. Yeah, come on in. Yeah, come on in. Give y'all extra minute. We'll get started. All right, let us begin. This will be part 2 to my last video, Nuwaubu Decoded. And this time, I'm just going to talk about the Annunaki myth itself. Now, the Annunaki myth or the Sumerian teachings are quite very unique from the rest of the mythos on the planet. In that a lot of the myths actually start in the stars, whereas most of the rest of the myths, they just talk about the stars and come back to Earth and start on Earth. You see what I'm saying? So it starts in the stars, you know. And what's going on here is you got this. It started off with the war in heavens, I guess you would say, that the Nuwaubians took that idea from, against a group called the agreeable Annunaki versus the disagreeable Annunaki. Now this is just polarity, you know. The agreeable Annunaki are just channeling their high self energies, what they call the green light, so they vibrate on their heart chakra. And the disagreeable Anunnakis, who they channeling the red rays of the smokeless fire, which is all this is just Kundalini energy. They vibrate on their root chakra. So it's you know, it's this little war going on. Another thing you gonna notice is the Sumerians do it best out of everybody as far as showing how everything that all these wars are actually going on between family members. There's always a family feud going on. And so why is this? Why is it always a family feud? The reason why it's always a family feud is because nobody loves or hates more passionately than family. So you see a lot of disputes, you see a lot going on, and a lot of things are happening in the heavens. You see what I'm saying? So things go down between the two groups, all out in heaven. They warring with each other all across the cosmos, and they in their story, the planet Risk, which is symbolic of pretty much your own inner verse. You see what I'm saying? And your own inner world and inner soul. You see what I'm saying? But how they built it up in the story, it was a planet that they was living on, a plane of existence that they was living on. They was living in their own souls, actually. And what went down was they damaged their ozone layer, so they had to go out and get it. They damaged their ozone layer, which means they. You see what I'm saying? What's up, Sherry? Since they damaged their consciousness, then all hell broke loose. You see what I'm saying? They had to leave and go elsewhere, and what they came across was Mother Earth, Mother Heart. You see what I'm saying? They called it Tiamat at the time. A lot of the story is their own creation or their own variation of the Sumerian mythos, which there's nothing wrong with creating your own artistic works. You see what I'm saying? From the original. That's what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be creating your own mythos, your own energies out of the original energies so that you can refresh them, refurbish them, so they could be supercharged and made readily available and understood during this period here, this cycle here, this era. Because a lot of teachings are from old eras, and it's hard to decipher it because we're no longer speaking their language and understand their parables. You see what I'm saying? Because we don't live in their time period anymore. So they're gonna do this a lot, which ain't nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with it, because I know these elites, and their henchmen, Egyptologists, and all them motherfuckers. They got this thing where you don't supposed to change the sciences. They supposed to stay the same. You don't supposed to alter the mythos. You see what I'm saying? In their eyes, you're supposed to keep the mythos the same. But that's a fallacy. You see what I'm saying? The mythos is supposed to be regenerated, recharged, and made readily available for the current era. You see what I'm saying? If you're gonna use an old mythos, because nobody's using those terminologies anymore. You see what I'm saying? So it got to be made plain and simple, and we no longer speaking their language that they were speaking. So that's another thing that needed to be changed and upgraded. We speaking English now. Back then, I think they were speaking. They called it cuneiform, so we just gonna go with cuneiform. So that's what they were speaking. And what's going on here? What's real here? What's going on here is these Annunaki beings are traveling the cosmos, trying to heal their souls. You see what I'm saying? Because Risk just represent your soul. You see what I'm saying? They're trying to heal their soul, and the outer layer of it was damaged. You see what I'm saying? So when you see the outer layer of atmosphere is damaged, then good. All right, yeah. When you see the outer layer of atmosphere is damaged or something like that in the story, they're talking about shards of your soul fragments are being broken off. That's all it means. That's all it means. So they gotta go out and find ways to heal their soul fragments, and that's what the story is about. Well, they come across Mother Earth, Mother Tiamat at the time, and what's going on? Tiamat beings were already here, amphibians. They was in their aquatic age at this point, the Nomos age, and of course in the story they ran into Tiamat and damaged it, and they had to heal it. Once they healed it, of course it looked new. It looked like a completely different world, and so What you're seeing here is the damaging of Tiamat, Mother Earth, is the transformation of the physical plane via the Annunaki. Because who are the Annunaki? The Annunaki are the children of heaven and earth. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Which is us. But we're still in the heavens at this point. So that means we're still in our higher selves. You see what I'm saying? So that's why you got the heaven, which usually your universe is your higher self. And when you're on earth, you incarnate into your physical self, which we're going to get to that in a moment. So they heal the planet. You know, it's a new planet now, which they renamed Earth. And they seeded beings on the planet, which would evolve to Homo erectus before they intervened and applied their genetics into it, and they would upgrade to Homo sapiens, upgrade to Homo sapiens. Now, and on top of it, they they installed the Rook, which is the soul, into these Homo sapien beings. You see what I'm saying? So what's going on here? What are we talking about here? Now, this is another mythos. You see what I'm saying? This is another way of telling the creation of this version of the human race, because that's what the Homo sapiens are. Tiamat was the aquatic age, the Nomos age, the age of the Nomos, where we all swimming in water with Poseidon, like they showed you in Aquaman, doing our thing. You see what I'm saying? So Earth, which is the new cycle and new version of Earth, is what's going on here. That's the new energy. So they upgrade the beings, and you know they start incarnating them themselves. So this is not nothing new. This is not nothing new. We've always, before we incarnated, picked the families that we wanted, that best served us for our path, and we've always pulled up the diagram of what we will look like in the future, because you know we draw out the storyline in our soul form, and then once we draw out the storyline, then we go and do what we do. We go through the birthing process and be born. You see what I'm saying? So we create ourselves, or we create the idea of ourselves, and then we incarnate into our own ideas and live out our own storyline. You see what I'm saying? So that's how we've been doing it for aeons. You see what I'm saying? So that's what the story they were telling about. That's why they applied the Rook in there. And the Rook was the last part to go in there, because the soul doesn't incarnate to the body till after it's born. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So because the body's not made ready. You see what I'm saying? What they tell you about the word, in the beginning there was the word, then the word was made flesh. So it got to be made flesh first, and it's not made flesh till it come out their womb. You see what I'm saying? So even though it went through the whole 9-month birthing process and all that, it's not official until they come out the womb, and that's when the soul enters the body. You see what I'm saying? So there you go. Now they upgrade the Homo sapiens or whatever. You know, they let them live. They incarnate into their own cycles, and these Homo sapiens will grow into the Igigi. Now, who are the Igigi? The Igigi are still the Annunaki, but they are incarnated on Earth now. Now, what did the Annunaki have the Igigi doing? They had them mining for gold. Now, this is where a lot of motherfuckers get fucked up. A lot of people ask how a bunch of fucking supreme beings, what the fuck supreme beings doing mining for physical gold? Nah, this is a mythology, so it's not physical gold. They're mining for higher levels of God consciousness. You see what I'm saying? Because this is alchemy. And why mining? Why the word mining? Mining means to dig, to search, to look, to seek, to find. You see what I'm saying? When you mining for something, you're looking for something. So you mining, you looking for, or you looking or trying to tap into higher levels of God consciousness, and that's what this story is about. That's what the Igigi were doing for the Anunnaki, and the Igigi were at that time the Anunnaki's lower self. The Anunnaki's lower self, because the Anunnaki were our higher selves, and so they went through their process, and then after a while, and it's funny, they would mine the God consciousness, and where would they go? They would send them up into the starships. What are starships? Your Macabre, your vehicle of light. what a starship, a soul ship, your soul's ship, which is your macabre. You see what I'm saying? So they would take this gold, send it up into the starship, and then they would take it and go and heal Risk, which was your soul. That's all Risk represented in this story. You see what I'm saying? Risk represented your soul that you were healing. You were regenerating, recharging, repairing your soul, because they said that a fraction of it, this ozone layer, was damaged. So you have soul fragments that need to be healed, recalled, and regenerated. You see what I'm saying? So this is what they're talking about in these stories. You see what I'm saying? So now, what goes on next? What goes on next? The Gigi begins to wake up. They begin to gain consciousness of themselves, self-awareness. See what I'm saying? The Homo sapiens begin to figure out what the fuck is going on. So the Gigi realized what was up, and what did they do? They rebelled against Annunaki. In other words, they woke up from this shit and they was like, "Hey, high self, I'm ready to fucking go. What the fuck is taking so long, high self? I'm ready to go." So when the Gigi realized they was ready to go, it wasn't no war between the Anunnaki and the Gigi. The Anunnaki told them, "Come on up, or send on up to take your place among the rest of us." So the Gigi ascended to the heavens along with the Anunnaki, and they became one. They became one entity. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? So who took their place? The humans took their place, which were another group of slaves that the Anunnaki created. And what does this represent? This represents the end of the Copper Age, or the Bronze Age, and the beginning of the Iron Age, which is the age of the humans, which we're currently in. Now, this is where you get the term in alchemy, let's transmute lead to gold, or let's transmute human consciousness to God consciousness. Because now they mining for gold. You see what I'm saying? And now they trying to mine for higher levels of God consciousness now, which is what we're doing right now. We're mining for higher levels of God consciousness. This is what this is about. This is where we at now. This is where we at. So, and the cycle continued. Eventually they will rebel. But they didn't rebel for the proper reason. They didn't want to ascend up to heaven. They just wanted to take control of the earth. You see what I'm saying? That's the difference between the Agigi and the humans. They wanted to continue to. They just wanted to have power over the physical, even though the physical was temporal. So the Anunnaki let them have it. They moved on, and they just let the humans do whatever the fuck they want to do. Now along the way, you got the 200 fallen angels. Now who are they? They tell you, like, who are these 200 fallen Anunnaki? They still you. Remember this, you just in your higher self form, who incarnated on earth, and they brought sciences, cosmetology, how to make weapons, metallurgy, you see what I'm saying? How to do armor making, you see what I'm saying? All that. How to make clothes. They brought knowledge of magic, brought knowledge of the stars, which is astrology and astronomy. You see what I'm saying? Brought all the sciences to earth. That's the role of the 200 fallen angels. They was to bring all the sciences to earth. You see what I'm saying? And that's all they did. These light beings, these star seeds, incarnated onto the planet to bring the science. But they demonized it in Christianity. Like they demonize anything else. I mean, it ain't that new. The Nephilim, the evil, these giants just roaming around playing, just some scary shit that they made up. Anunnaki, Nephilim, you the Nephilim, hell, you the giants. You just in your lower self, your lower body. You in this human form still, because it's still the age of the human. But you a God within the body. You see what I'm saying? So that's where we at now. We trying to figure out where we at. So what happens next? What happens next? They so-called punished the 200 fallen angels for bringing these metaphysical sciences, and not all the sciences. Well, they was all metaphysical. They came from the heavens. So all these metaphysical sciences they punished. They said Anu punished them for that shit. I ain't punished nobody for shit. Yeah, y'all supposed to receive those. We were supposed to receive those so we can advance or evolve. But certain beings, according to the story, didn't want us to have it, like Unleal. But Unleal, that it's not actually Unleal. He just a placeholder for the Archons. The Archons didn't want you to have that knowledge because they knew you would rise back up. You see what I'm saying? And gain power and consciousness again like you're doing now. This is what they feel. This is what they feel. This is what the story of the Tower of Babel was all about. Some random fucking archonic god came down, seen the Tower of Babel, and what the tower was. The tower was your spine, and Babel itself was the pineal. And they seen that humanity was flourishing for the most part, and so they was jealous because you weren't worshiping them. So they destroyed what? Your spine. You see what I'm saying? Your connection to spirit. Your kundalini fell into your root chakra. That's basically what they represent. And when your kundalini fell into your root chakra, now they can use their energies, their wizardry, their magics to confuse you. So what they did, they confused all the languages on the planet. They confused, everybody was talking in one tongue now, which was telepathy. Telepathy was that one tongue, by the way. They was all speaking in one tongue. Now, since they not connected to their God power anymore, they're not using telepathy. So now they confused all the languages. So now everybody's speaking differently. You see what I'm saying? Because now the frequency been disrupted. So they programmed what frequency they wanted you to be on. So and then they scattered all the humans all across the earth. So they separated us. That's all separation. That's separatism, division, all that. You see what I'm saying? That went down. And what kind of true God, true creator creates boundaries? You see what I'm saying? Like that. The creator wants you to create. Hell, shit, and build and transform and evolve. So that goes against everything we know about the creator. So we know it's not the true God. We know that was archonic ego because you didn't even have an ego. Yeah, that came in the other day during my meditation. Ego is literally only 12,000 years old. Literally. It's only been here since 10,000. It's only been programmed inside of us since 10,000 BC. No lie. And I find it funny, 10,000 BC is when all hell broke loose on this planet and on down. You see what I'm saying? Ever since we got that program, that ego program installed inside us by these archons. You see what I'm saying? When they start infiltrating our energy fields and fucking hacking into our energy bodies and installing this ego frequency. You see what I'm saying? What's up, Aaliyah? So, what's up, Joseph? So, yeah. So this deep. This some deep shit. So what happens? These 200 fallen angels, they so-called was punished. You know, of course they was punished. We was punished. The indigenous people of the planet was punished for using our magics. Am I right? Ain't that what happened? When we lost the 100 Years' War against the Archonic Federation, and they started attacking Mother Earth instead of attacking us, they realized they couldn't beat us straight up, so they started attacking Mother Earth herself, and they seen that the shocks they dealt to Mother Earth by destroying all our okay, we good okay, by destroying all our structures and everything. All our we had three types of structure: structure that channel dark energy, melanin; structure that's channel light energy, soul or solar force; and structure that channel the force itself. Now, melanin and soul, that did some damage, but when they start fucking with our sacred structures that channel the force itself, they really hurt Earth because they start putting wounds in her energy field, in her force. You see what I'm saying? Us being completely in harmony with Mother Earth felt that shit, and her wounds became our wounds, and it sent shockwaves through our system, and it shut us down, and then we fell. That's how we really fell. And from that point on, like they tell you in the story, like they told you in the story, the 200 fallen angels, which is the story of how we fell. Guess what? We were punished after that. They start executing motherfuckers who tried to meditate, who was using the spoken word to fuck niggas up. They started doing all that. They started killing niggas, doing raping, doing all type of crazy shit. Y'all know the story. Y'all know the history of that part. But This is what the story is telling you. This is what the 200 fallen Annunaki is all about. You see what I'm saying? And who do they send to punish them? They send Enoch. Who is Enoch? One of their homies. One of they so-called prophets. Or prophets as we know. You see what I'm saying? And he tried to he told them whatever we do, if we do anything out of the ordinary of what they know, they will kill us or execute us or lock us down. That's basically what he was telling them. So they locked us down into Tartarus. This is Tartarus. But the system itself, the United Kingdom, the Matrix is Tartarus. You see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? They locked us down in it. So, and they put shackles on us and they said the darkness hurt. Yeah, the darkness hurt. This system does hurt. You see what I'm saying? Because now you get sick, you get diseases, you in pain, you in misery, you struggle. And then they said in the last days, these 200 angels will rise again as the beast, which is Abaddon, the destroyer, which is your melanin monster. It's all you. They all telling stories of you. You see what I'm saying? So the Annunaki, the beast, 144,000, all that shit is you. This is all your sciences that they're telling you. You see what I'm saying? So what happened? After the 200 fallen angels, what we got the Garden of Eden now. You know, the rest of it is pretty much straightforward. You pretty much can figure it out yourself. Then you got the Garden of Eden. Oh, here we go. That's another big one. Adam and Eve, or how the Nuwaubu set it up. Cadman and the K-ball, and you know, the Gnostic text, Lilith was Cadman's first love or Adam's first love. But the Nuwaubians shifted her around to be his mother. You see what I'm saying? Which ain't nothing wrong with that. It's his mother. And, you know, the Garden of Eden is the heart chakras. We already know that. And what did they do? In the Garden of Eden, they had a good time. They enjoyed themselves. They pretty much was in paradise because your heart chakra is paradise. You see what I'm saying? When the heart is balanced, all is balanced. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? They even talk about the green ray, you know. You vibrating at your heart chakra at least because that's where your empathy is at. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta at least be vibrating at your heart chakra, get up out this motherfucker. Think it's 700 and some hertz that the heart chakra kick out. 728, I think. So you need to be vibrating at the heart chakra. A clear and balanced heart. I said, go ahead and get to the crown. Be done with that shit. But bare minimum, you gotta at least be vibrating at your heart chakra to get up out of this motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? To pass these tests. You see what I'm saying? And move on to the new earth. Now, what goes on in the Garden of Eden? We know. So-called Decay ball listened to a serpent, you know, which is her Kundalini energy. And she ate from the tree of knowledge, you know. Same old shit. The tree once again, you start to tap into occult sciences. You know, you can fuck with the tree of life, but you can't fuck with the tree of knowledge because the tree of life keep you locked down here. With the tree of knowledge, you become aware, fully conscious, super conscious of what the fuck going on. And then you get kicked out this motherfucker because you don't supposed to know that information. So she got attacked. So what they do? In their stories, they made it look like, you know, Adam and Eve or Cameron and the K-Fall got kicked out the Garden of Eden and fell into their lower selves. You see what I'm saying? They lower chakras. Of course, they fell into their lower chakras because they got attacked by these beings and goddamn, it disrupted their natural heart, their balanced heart. You see what I'm saying? So after they seen that, they was guilted into not fucking with the supreme knowledge of self. You see what I'm saying? But that's what the tree of knowledge is, the tree of knowledge of self, of your God self. So they was guilted into that. So they was already at their heart chakra. When they got kicked out of the Garden of Eden, they fell back into their lower self, their lower chakras. And that's when all hell broke loose for them. You see what I'm saying? That's what Cain and Abel story. I don't even have to talk about that. Cain, you know, Cain is the lower self, Abel is the higher self. We already know that. We can skip all of that. It don't get real again until Abraham is born. Now, Abraham That actually means abracadabra, by the way. By the way, and Abraham's cycle is interesting because that begins the cycle of religion. By the way, yeah, Abraham's cycle is real fucking interesting. Anu detested Earth so much by this point because we had fell so far from our high selves at this point that we could not even fuck with we could not even fuck with our high selves. That's why Anu decreed y'all will no longer practice my ways in this story. You see what I'm saying? Because y'all falling so far. Y'all fucking with religion now. Well, y'all about to fuck with religion down this timeline. So they let Abraham do what the fuck he want to do. You see what I'm saying? Which is, in reality, that's what happened. It's not that nice. What really happened was they attacked you, enslaved you, and forced religion on you all across the planet, by the way. I think the only religion that's not as bad as Buddhism, because that's a black man brought that, and those were actually straight sciences. You see what I'm saying? That was pretty cool. Taoism was straight because that was like advanced shit. Their internal alchemy. You see what I'm saying? And there's another one in Japan, Shinto, the way of nature. Yeah, those were cool. Those were cool. Sufism was straight for the most part. And of course, anybody who's practicing the natural sciences, the spiritual sciences, the magical sciences was good. But yeah. That's when the cycle of religion started. You know that shit there, Christianity, and it didn't even start off as Christianity. Christianity is like a corrupt, political, toxic, degenerated version of Gnosticism. For real. It's originally Gnosticism. That was the original Christ, and it was Christos, and Christos was one of the two sons of the great mother goddess Sophia, who Christos or Christ represented the creative aspects, and Lucifer represented the destructive aspects. You see what I'm saying? And they both can alternate. When one seemed to be fucked up, the other will come in and help out. You see what I'm saying? So they alternate yin and yang. You see what I'm saying? So that was the original teachings, Gnosticism. The original teachings of Al-Islam were from the Persian sect. You see what I'm saying? The Yezidai, Yezidhi, the Yezidai. You see what I'm saying? Which were the Sumerian Jedi. And Persia was latter day after Babylon fell. See what I'm saying? So you had them. So then this religious cycle started. You see what I'm saying? And that's when we truly fell. One God, Yahweh, Allah. You see what I'm saying? Moses, Moshe, as they said. So yeah. So I move on to the next storyline, which was I go with Epic of Gilgamesh as well. That was another big one that everybody loved, but they just couldn't seem to comprehend it like they wanted to. Now, I told y'all on my last lecture that these beings here are simply you. These are visuals. You see what I'm saying? Visuals these are deities that you can tap into to gain knowledge, dialogue with them. You just want to talk to them, gain information to bring you back to the physical, let your people know what's going on. You see what I'm saying? That's what they're about. And got y'all some color this time, so y'all can see them in all their glory, physical soul and magical soul. See what I'm saying? That was I was telling y'all in the last lecture, 720 degrees. Project your consciousness into the images so that you can connect with these deities, because they just you. They just you. You see what I'm saying? These deities are just archetypes that you can tap into the energy, the forces. You see what I'm saying? The forces of whatever energy they're governing. One may be governing lightning. One may be governing like Nergal scientific equations. You see what I'm saying? Let's see who else we got here. We got Unki. Unki dealt with the water. You see him trying to master water. He'll tap into it, teach you how to master it through your subconscious. You see what I'm saying? Eric Sheikah dealt with the underworld. You know, yeah, we all got to deal with that shit. Trying to do some shadow work, cleanse yourself, talk to her. You see what I'm saying? Ninti, oh, she the offset of this storyline. You see what I'm saying? She the offset of this story. So yeah, you know, tap into these deities. You see what I'm saying? Don't let this go to waste. Motherfuckers sacrifice a portion of their life to get you these. You see what I'm saying? So you know, and they tell you Annunaki, Elohim, Nephilim, all the same shit. They telling you right there that it's all you, all archetypes, aspects of you. You see what I'm saying? So how about we go now to the Epic of Gilgamesh? How about we do that this time? Yeah. We'll do that. We'll do that. Now, Gilgamesh, Yezidai, like I just said, because in Samaria, that's what they was called, according to the Holy Grail teachings and all the other teachers, Sufi teachers. You see what I'm saying? He was a Yezidai, powerful. You see what I'm saying? Great God. You know, doing his thing, leading his people, doing what he needed to do. But he had a problem, just like any God. He had a negative, and what was it? He couldn't control his passions. He couldn't control his sexual urges. You see what I'm saying? So Anu devised a plan to balance him out by doing what? Creating Enkidu. Who is Enkidu? Enkidu is Gilgamesh's lower self. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? So what do these beings look like? What do they look like? There's an image of his father right here, and his name was Lugabanda, I think. That's him. Now he the raw this story, and then you got Ninsun here. Now she the hit here root of this story, cause she was the cow. See what I'm saying? She was the cow, and this is Gilgamesh. You know what I'm saying? So just give y'all extra look. Ninsun, Gilgamesh. You see what I'm saying? And this here is Enkidu. See, this is his lower self. And this here is Shamhat. You see what I'm saying? Now we're gonna talk about Shamhat in a second. But this is what she looked like, according to their story. Which ain't nothing wrong with. Ain't nothing wrong with drawing archetypal artistic figures of the beings in the story. There's nothing wrong with it. That's called an artistic rendition. The artistic manifestation of the character of a mythological character. That's all she represents. And she's a deity too. And we gonna get to that. Now, yeah, he had a problem. Gilgamesh had a problem. He was powerful, he was God, he was a master, but he couldn't control his sexual urges. He couldn't control his passions. So Anu devised a plan to, like I said, summon Enkidu. So he had one of his ladies do it, had another goddess do it, create him, and he was bestial by nature. He was a hairy something, you know, just ugly motherfucker. So his realm was the forest. You see what I'm saying? So he was running around doing whatever. Now, Gilgamesh catches word of him because people were telling him about this beast running around in the forest and doing whatever. So he takes Shamhat with him, and what does he have Shamhat do? He has Shamhat have sex with the deity because Shamhat is a sex deity. They call her harlot, but she's really a sex deity. You see what I'm saying? And she used her dark womb energies, her melanin energies, to heal him because all the hair started falling off of him after he had sex with her for 6 days and 7 nights. You see what I'm saying? So the 6 and the 7. So she healed him. She regenerated the lower self. You see what I'm saying? She brought him out of his bestial nature. because this is a representation of Gilgamesh's passions. That's who Enkidu represents, his passions. And he couldn't master his passions, so Enkidu is the manifestation of his passions. And what is he doing? Having sex through the sex deity to heal this. You see what I'm saying? So, once he was healed, thanks to the goddess, the goddess Shamhat healing him through sex, the sexual energy, the sexual force, which we all know is powerful. He stood upright and became aware, and he graduated from the fields, which was the sacral chakra at this time. He graduated from the fields into higher awareness. You see what I'm saying? But and it's funny, him and Gilgamesh together was a force to be reckoned with. You good? Oh, okay, we good. Him and Gilgamesh together was a force to be reckoned with, right? They was something else. They was motherfuckers. They was around there conquering, tearing shit up, right? Taking out entities and other motherfuckers, demons and everything, right? But then, what's his name? Enkidu had a dream that he was about to die. He called it illness. Now, at first, when I was reading this, I thought okay, he died, so this is physical body and it's giving out. But no, after I read it and he gave out all these curses to Shamhat, telling everything that she would go through on this lower earth. You see what I'm saying? As time goes on, the curses represent everything she would go through as the cycles went on for this 400 years. You see what I'm saying? That these motherfuckers have been in complete and total power. You see what I'm saying? So what went down? He also gave some other prophecies of what we're gonna go down during this time period. So I realized that this is not the death of the physical body. This is actually the divorce of the higher self from the lower self, as the lower earth moved further and further away from the higher earth. You see what I'm saying? They moved further and further away from each other. They was one. There was one big energy, and then shit happened because of the war that happened on this planet. She lost connection with her lower self, and it began to fall. We all did. We lost connection with our higher self. The lower self broke off, and then here we is in the shadow of what Earth truly is right now. In the shadow realm, underworld, as they said. So, what happens next? The story goes on. It continues, and Gilgamesh is trying to balance himself back out again. You see what I'm saying? For the most part of the story, him and Enkidu run into each other again, and Enkidu was trying to escape the earth, but the earth swallowed him up because his physical body was mortal. So he died again. You see what I'm saying? And his spirit came back to Gilgamesh to tell him what happened during this cycle. Cause this is after what happened. He told him all the fucked up shit that went down while he was in this era, and fucking Gilgamesh couldn't even believe that shit. He's like, damn, that shit sound rough. Yeah, it was rough. Cause Gilgamesh told him don't do this down here, don't do that down here, and this and that. You know how motherfuckers try to tell you don't do this and that. Well, like always, Enkidu, the lower self, did the opposite of everything he said to do, and did the opposite of everything he said not to do. And it cost him dearly while he was in this cycle. See what I'm saying? Because we all know the decisions you make during this era here can prove to be fatal. You see what I'm saying? It's just part of the game right now. So, after that, told him what happened, gave him his story, and pretty much Gilgamesh ended right there at the end of the cycle. So that's pretty much the big part of the story. A few things I'm going to clear up about the Nuwaubian teachings, that I seen. The unlived worship, nah, that's like worshiping Jesus, the Sumerian Jesus, for some reason. So you worship yourself. You don't worship no one particular energy. You worship yourself. Second, they had this thing where magnetism was masculine and Electricity was feminine. No. Electricity is masculine. It goes in a straight line. Magnetism is feminine. It absorbs energy. Of course. Those are masculine and feminine principles. And finally, the last one was that I seen that was real bad was they told you was gonna transform into gray aliens or some shit. I read on there. I was like, nah, that's bullshit. You're not transforming to no gray aliens. You're transforming back to your higher self during the last day cycle. So yeah, they wanted to clear that up too. You're transforming back into your higher self, which is the true you that's already on the higher earth or higher heart, prime heart. That is coming down to New Jerusalem. That's your Godhead coming down into the physical to become one with you again, so you could be one complete holistic being, and by extension, Mother Earth gonna become one complete holistic being, and we gonna be officially on a new Earth with so-called new bodies, but they're just the bodies of our higher self. You see what I'm saying? So there you go. There you go. So that being said, that pretty much wraps this up. Y'all have any questions? Y'all can throw them out there. So yeah, that's what the Annunaki is all about. Anunnaki is children of the heaven and earth, which is you. Anunnaki in the heaven is you and your higher self. When they incarnated on the earth in physical bodies, that's you. Your soul incarnated into a physical body. You know, I was telling everybody, like, Anunnaki energy, the Sumerian energy, comes from Nibiru, which is the red sun, the magnetic sun that's in the sky. And the Nibirians wanted me to do this lecture because they demanded that their information be decoded and made plain and simple for the people to understand. You see what I'm saying? Clearly. And or as clearly as possible. You see what I'm saying? And so here I am. Anunnaki is just a mythological term, just a code word for you, I, everybody else. You know, the 13 bloodlines. You know, there are 13 original bloodlines of Mother Earth or Mother Heart. You see what I'm saying? But the tribe of Dan, as they say in the Bible, where they so-called went off into the worship idols. No, they went into the inner earth to help create a Gotham. You see what I'm saying? The inner dimensions. You see what I'm saying? So that's what they really did. So it's 12 on the surface and one in the inner earth or inner heart. So what do you call them? Dana Cow, Duna Cow, whatever their names are. You know, we just call them the House of Dan because that's who they were. You see what I'm saying? That's who they were. So, with that being said, I think that clears up most of it. Yeah, that's who the Anunnaki are. You know, that's who the 200 fallen, Annunaki, 200 fallen angels, a story of you had this power, you had these sciences, and then these foreign motherfuckers came out, these foreign invaders came out of nowhere and told you your shit was evil because you lost the war to them, or we lost the war to them. The 100 years war to them. And so all our magical sciences, metaphysical sciences were dubbed evil. And we was called using them, they executed us. Or locked us up. Or whatever. And let's see. That's the rundown there. Yeah. And you know, the agreeable beings is just them channeling their high energy, high self energies, vibrating at the heart of the green ray. And the disagreeable beings is just them vibrating their root chakra, the smokeless fire, with this Kundalini energy. But it's Kundalini energy, you're only using it for lower self purposes. See what I'm saying? You're only using it to get what you want. Mastery of self with the smokeless fire. That's the teachers of the smokeless fire teach you to master yourself, personal self. Whereas the teachings of the agreeable beings, the green light, the green ray, is teaching you to be selfless, master everybody outside of you as well. You see what I'm saying? The teachings of selflessness, Jedi. You see what I'm saying? If the agreeable is Jedi, then the disagreeable is self. That's basically what it is. Dark and light. interplay between. But with that being said, y'all have any questions? Y'all have any questions? Well, if y'all don't, my name is Marvin Jones. Y'all share this with your friends, put the word out, let them know what it is. And, check out my YouTube channel, Middle Night Order. And I'm out. Peace.